Hello and good day, and thank you for tuning into my channel once again. Today, we're going to talk about Social Security changes, cost of living adjustments that might affect you in the year 2022. You know, right now, they really don't know what's going on when it comes to that. I'm hearing 5.3, 6.2, 6.1, 6.7. They're saying that this is supposed to be the first and highest cost of living adjustment we've had pretty much in the last 40 years. Janet is alongside with me.
Hi, Steve. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
So I'm glad that you decided to, hop on, on this particular subject. But I've got a little bit of information here that I was able to pull up off the internet, to tell you about cost of living. I'm going to go ahead and pull this screen up, and this will give you an idea of what cost of living has looked like pretty much ever since it started back in the middle 70s. So this is what I might have to take my glasses off for this one, because I'm nearsighted. But this is what some of your cost of living adjustments have been, throughout the years. Like I said, based on what they want to do, they want to make a cost of living adjustment, pretty much ballpark to what you had in the early 80s. Well, if you want to do that, look at July 1980 and 81 and 82. Those numbers are fairly high. So based on how little, let me go ahead and scroll up here a little bit toward the bottom. I'm going to show you below 2018. But if you go down here and you look at these numbers.
Can you full screen this a little more, Steve?
Sure, I can do that. Let's do that instead.
Sorry, guys. It's true.
No, it's perfectly
my crusty
fine.
Glasses too.
No, good suggestion.
Thank you.
So if you look at the screen and look at the numbers,
wow,
you will see that. Look at that, July 2021, 1.3, 1.6.
Right.
The numbers suck. Excuse my language.
But they really do.
So let's go.
January of 2010.
Yeah. I remember that 10 and 11, you didn't get anything. But let's go back to July 80 and 81 or 82. You want to give us a cost of living adjustment? Give us one of those.
Wow.
They don't know what it's going to be yet. We won't know until October officially as to what is going to be carved in stone. It's going to be this amount. Right now, they're still up in the air as to what it may be.
So that's interesting.
I know I could use the cost of living adjustment.
Yeah.
I know you could use it. I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to take that difference and I'm going to set it aside and live on what I've been living on this whole year.
Exactly. I like that idea. I love that principle. Even one of my subscribers who felt that she really couldn't save in the past, and she came up with doing that for herself. I mentioned it on a past video, Steve. Wonderful, wonderful idea. Just every single month, took whatever the increase was, put it to the side, didn't think twice about using it, just kept living her life as normal as usual as possible, didn't feel the pinch.
You won't. Well, you won't. You're not going to feel the pinch because you didn't have it to begin with. For that year, I should say. But
that's it. You know what, Steve? I just want to mention something, if you give me a second, regarding this. That just this very, maybe couple hours back, I noticed that the number might, keep in mind the word might, nobody's proclaiming definitives here, that it just is entirely possible, Steve, that what might happen, that the the percentages may go up as higher than since 1987, according to what I read. Because it's been so long.
I'm looking at this chart, and from what I see here, 1987, the cost of living adjustment was very bad.
Very bad, 1.3. So that's what I'm trying to point out. It could be, we don't really know, but it's leaning towards a higher side from things that I have seen. I mean, I'm keeping out my fingers crossed. I'm retired. I'm a senior citizen, and every little bit helps. I try to mention this to my viewers all the time. Everything, every little bit adds up. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Again, as I mentioned a little while back, I'm hearing in the low sixes. Well, honestly, I think they can do a little better.
I agree with you, Steve. Steve, what do you remember the percentage offhand from last year, from 2021, what that rate was? Well, we could look at it.
It's right here.
1.3%.
Right,
1.3.
and then in 20.
Oh, guess what, Steve? That's what it is. The 87 correlation, 1.3. January 21, 1.3. Maybe that's what I misunderstood a little bit on that article on my end. That's
could be.
Yeah.
But
hey, listen, who couldn't use an extra 6-7%?
But I will tell you this, I'll tell you where I started to see cost of living adjustments really started going down. Mind you, I am not by no means dragging any politics into my segment, because politics is something I don't like to discuss.
No.
But if you look at this chart, aside from the 1.3, all right, look at January of 93. Bill Clinton became president. All right, from January of 93 on, the numbers haven't been that great. But then again, even when Bush Sr., the father, became president in January of 89, I mean, at least you had a 4%, a 4.7, and a 5.4 for 89, 90, and 91. But if you look at January of 93 on, the numbers have been 3, 2, 2, 1. Okay, so in January of 06, okay, in 2006, Bush Jr. was president, and that's where a 4.1 came in.
Oh, man. What happened in July? I'm sorry, excuse me.
What?
July of 1980, 14.3%.
Right. That, if I remember correctly, now keep in mind, in 1980, I was like 5 or 6 years old. I wasn't, cost of living and earnings was the furthest thing from my mind.
Yeah, I was 21. I hear you.
I was too busy between kindergarten and first grade at the time. But looking back, 80, 81, we were kind of in a recession and inflation back in those days. Costs were up.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I would like to see a cost of living adjustment for us, because we're overdue and we need it to be in the double digits.
Right.
If not that, give us something like you had in July of 79, 9.9. I'll take it.
Right. So here's the thing. No matter what the number, the real question is, Steve, what are we going to do with that, extra money? Even if it's a $20 in your pocket thing, whatever. What do people, I'm curious to know what people would do with that extra $20. If their life is not going to change much anyway, wouldn't it stand a reason to save it? In my opinion, that's the best route to go.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and minimize it for right now. But no, I totally agree with you on, what are we going to do with it? Think about something. And, I myself need to get back on a saving plan. I still have some money that I got from Christmas and my birthday that I never touched.
Excellent.
But I never really had a chance to put anything, in addition to it. So you want to give me $42 increase, 50, 30,
right,
7. I'm already living on what I get. Yes, I am on a fixed income, meaning what I get each month is all I have to live on. That's it. I get that amount and I got to make the best of it.
People might be saying, Steve, you don't look 62. You're not 62.
I'm not 62. No.
But there are other reasons, obviously, why some people would get, fixed income.
Yeah. Right. And I've been getting it now for almost 22 years since I've been on.
You are an excellent money manager.
Well,
you are. I know you personally, and I know that you are.
Well, no, it's not that. I mean, part of it has to do with, when you get a certain amount of money at the beginning of the month or whenever you get it, or at the end of the prior month, if it falls on a weekend, you got to take your money, figure in rent or mortgage, because you got to have an overhead to live. That's right. Number one. Heaven forbid you got a car payment if you're smart. And I did a video on auto loans not too long ago. Honestly, the best route in that respect, even though this subject is not about that, if you're able to save up some money, just go buy a cash car, be done with it. Then you don't have a car payment. One less thing to worry about.
That is one payment. Absolutely. I mean, I know we're beyond 10 minutes and at 12, sorry, but that is one payment absolutely could be completely avoided.
It can be.
And the other problem that I believe, Steve, is that some people, not all, but some people disregard tiny incremental payment increases. I'll be jumping for joy when I see, even if it's a 7% increase, because to me, that's just saved money that I'm not going to touch. I like to save. I don't enjoy, I'm the type, I don't enjoy spending money on things I already have. I don't enjoy spending money on things that don't bring me joy or value.
No, you don't.
I'd rather save that money for better quality things in my future that I want that will be durable.
Right. I myself go back to an old little saying. Whenever I go and buy something, okay, you have people that are get what you pay for. They like to buy, the cheapest one or the least, I don't like to use the word cheap, but the least expensive. And then what they do is they're constantly going to, then 3 or 4 months down the road, got to buy another one. Then you buy another one and another one and another one. So that person has already gone through 4.
There's no savings there.
No, but me, on the other hand, I would rather pay the extra $75, $100. Example could be, I'm just using that as a figurative speech. And I have that one for 3 or 4 or 5 years or longer, and you've bought 8 or 10. Guess who spent more money? The other person did, not me. Not me. I'll give you a good example, and this will pretty much, conclude our conversation here. But I purchased back in the latter part of 1996. Yes, I still have vinyl records. I have a collection, about 500. I kept my records. Everybody was trying to get me to buy a certain turntable. Oh, you need to buy this one. It's fully automatic. It's a home use. You need to get a belt-driven one. That's not what I wanted. I wanted a Technics SL, a black finish 1210 MK2 turntable, because it didn't have a lot of bells and whistles on it. It was manual. But you put the arm down, and when it got to the end, you pulled it back. Let me tell you something. I paid $452 for that back in 96. Here it is, 25 years later almost? It still works.
How do you like that?
I bought it one time.
Proof positive.
But keep something in mind. Technics also built that model for many, 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 many years. What happened is that is a late 1970s turntable that froze in time is what happened. It gained so much popularity with the DJ world, they continued to build the same thing over and over again.
When something's good, it has lasting power.
Right. So, all in all, coming back to the cost of living, definitely consider setting your money aside. Try to live within what you're already living on. Save the money. Do that.
And a question I would throw, if it was my show, and I mean, I'm sure the viewers would love to mention thoughts that they would have with that increase.
Absolutely. That's definitely food for thought. But Janet, again, I'm glad that we got this out there.
The
message, and I'm glad you were able to come aboard as always.
Thank you. My pleasure. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Yeah. Again, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Next time, keep be on the lookout. It could be the both of us. It could be me. You just never know. But I just want to say I'm glad you guys tuned in. I hope you guys have a good evening, or wherever you are, whatever time of day it may be. And I or we will see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everybody.